Hey everybody, it's me, Sven Sharpen here, bringing you this wonderful day number 86 of Let's Talk About Autism. Big day today. Before we get started, hit the like and subscribe button down below. It'll help me out quite a lot. Well, for those of us that believe in common sense and truth, the Supreme Court of the United States has gone on quite the spree today. Among a couple other things, parents can now opt their children out of curricula that do not align with their religious beliefs or just family values in general, which is massive news for parental rights, which have been under attack for decades. And as an autistic person, I know this way too well. My parents have had a very hard time, being able to see into what the schools have been doing to me. And the only way they would know about stuff is if I told them stuff. So yeah, and while this is big news for parents, I'm pretty sure there's a loophole. And I'm going to get to that loophole in a second. But before I do, I'm going to say that, the special education stuff obviously still exists. And it's very hard for parents to opt their kids out of that. So the reason for this is because, the attitude towards special education is one of it's medically necessary and it will save a kid's life. And if a kid doesn't get it, they're going to fail in society. It's based on this assumption that all autistic kids are going to go on to be dysfunctional if they aren't receiving these programs and being put on these crazy medical pathways. And it's just nuts. So because of all that and the fact that it's mandated and that it's very hard for diagnosed neurodivergent kids to get out of these programs, it took me years. I was in kindergarten through 12th grade in SPED the whole time. I tried to get out and it just never worked out, even with my parents. My parents, because of how corrupt and, non-transparent the school system is, I don't even know how much they could really do. But they did a pretty good job, actually, in being able to keep an eye on them. But it's very hard for SPED to have parents opt the kids out of it. It's very hard for parents to opt their kids out of SPED because of the crazy attitude toward it. And so what we're going to see here is schools, we're probably going to see a massive uptick, or at least some kind of uptick in diagnoses of allegedly neurodivergent conditions, even to kids who are actually neurotypical and just maybe struggling with a few things. Schools will definitely find a way to diagnose these kids with a fake disability so they can force them into special needs to where they can then indoctrinate them with their radical, crazy, left-wing queer theory agenda. And it will be very hard for parents to opt their kids out of it because it'll be considered special needs. So that's the loophole I was talking about earlier in the video, is special needs, because of how hard it is for parents to get their kids out because of the idea that all autistic kids need it and we're going to be dysfunctional or fail without it, or just neurodivergent kids as a whole, is going to be weaponized against families and against our country and our kids to, have schools force their agenda on children, to force them to learn about things that they shouldn't be learning about. And parents will have a very hard time getting their kids out because it's special education. And we must not let that happen. And ultimately, what's going to take this whole system down is us autistics being in the fight, because there still isn't a movement for us. And that's why this special education stuff is now probably about to be weaponized against families, because, I don't think the radical left is going to give up so easily. They're going to keep going as long as it takes, especially if they still have a group, us, to exploit. Once we are the ones mounting a serious resistance against the radical left, and if they can't exploit autistics and neurodivergent people anymore, their whole industry is just going to fall apart. They're going to go out of business. We will have no more SPED. What we're going to need is to have a system where parents can opt their children out of SPED and special education, which is the same thing, just shorter. SPED is short for special education. Parents should be allowed to opt their kids out of it if they feel their kid will not struggle without it. I probably wouldn't have struggled. I would have been fine. But, the mandatory special needs thing is really going to have an issue, and it's definitely going to be weaponized against families. So that's really the issue here, and that's what I'm going to address. So yeah, this was a bit of a long video, but today's a good day. But we're going to keep fighting until autistic people have the right to live normal life. That's what these videos are for. So thank you very much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. Today was day number 86. Day number 87 tomorrow. I'll see you then. Goodbye. Have a great day.